I think what I'm trying to say is when I say it's your perspective that didn't hold the possibility, that you're the person that has to change. And that's where trusting the process comes in, is that reality that becomes possible when we step into these or do these actions that our higher self encourages us to do. That reality always existed. It's just we weren't ready to embrace it or walk in it or be in it. So when we're able to now gain perspective of it, to now start to see it, this is when that ascension begins. When we step into that version of ourselves. Because it's not the circumstances around us that are waiting to change. It's us, like our readiness to own that self, to own these things about ourselves, to embrace these realities about ourselves. The audience, the opportunity, the capacity, everything exists. It's just our perspective, where we're looking, is either not in the direction of that capacity, not in the direction of that potential, not in the direction of that opportunity. So we can't do or can't show up or don't give ourselves the permission to show up in that way because we've shaped this reality through the perspective that we have. So we're always waiting for these external circumstances, but never doing the shifting inside. We're saying, I'll shift when. But it's like, for a valley to exist, a mountain must exist. For us to be able to see the valley, we're looking in a certain direction. But if we turn around, we can see the mountain. It's like in a video game or in a movie, you know how the character is sometimes in this place and it's just like, look behind you, look behind you, look behind you, or look over there, look over there, look over there. And you just want them to look. And if they just looked, then everything else would be so different. But they're stuck in this one direction and they're not looking. You know? I think that what the work is giving us the opportunity to do is to look. And then when we do look, then we have that perspective. And when we have that perspective, then we can act differently if we choose to. But then there's all the emotional stuff, the story that we've built looking in the direction that we've been looking in, or even the way that our eyes have adjusted to the light because of the direction that we've been looking in. There's that thing that happens, you know, when you've been looking at, like when you've been looking at a screen in a dark room and then the lights go on, and how your eyes take time to adjust in order to be able to still see, for instance. Like that adjustment period, it needs to happen in order for your eyes to reframe, your pupils to shrink back, it's all physiological. It needs to happen. But I think that when we're doing it on a life level, we don't give ourselves that grace about that adjustment and how much it actually takes, to make that adjustment, to see again, to like kind of gain perspective on the new perspective, so to say. Yo, and that needs grace, and that is also still part of the process of trusting the timing, and that like, no, you're exactly where you need to be, but the thing is that it takes work. You have to actually do it. Like if you just close your eyes sometimes, that's what helps you adjust. Like you might be like, oh, closing your eyes is counterintuitive, but if you do close your eyes, you know, the film of what your eyelids are actually helps you adjust to the new light. And then when you look now again, now you see for what it is. But sometimes when you're just trying to adjust without closing your eyes from darkness to light, you're not giving your eyes that opportunity to rest and to like take in the new light setting at the level that it is. You're just seeing stars. So you're not seeing at all. So sometimes when the nothing is happening, when no response is coming, when you're not seeing the result immediately, it's like that adjustment period. And it's necessary and it is important. It's not something to punish yourself for. It's still doing the work. It's trusting the timing of your life. It's living. It's part and parcel of living. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do, to be the best version, the best version of ourselves, the version of ourselves that walks within our highest purpose in God. But that version of ourselves is first and foremost human. And needing that time to adjust is human. Yo!